Alright, did any of you ever hear an expression and wonder where it came from? Well, my speech is going to be on the phrase scapegoat. And here's a video. It's kind of humorous. And go ahead and play it. It's about that term. The Geico commercial.
Who's responsible for this? If something goes wrong, you find a scapegoat. It's what you do. Say if you're in a conscience, you switch to Geico. It's what you do. Rick, don't walk away from me.
Alright, well, this is kind of making fun of it. It kind of took a literal approach. It's actually a figurative meaning to this. When learning a figurative expression, first you have to know, what it means figuratively, and it's also good to know its origins, and it's also good, afterwards to know how to use it. Why is it beneficial? It's always good to learn new vocab, and you also learn a little history in the process. Okay, first you start with the figurative meaning. From dictionary.com. Well, first we need to know what a figurative expression is. From dictionary.com, figurative expression, of the nature of or involving a figure of speech, especially metaphorical, not literal. So it's not a literal scapegoat. Okay. We also need to know the figurative meaning of scapegoat, which from Webster's is scapegoat, a person or thing that is made to bear blame for others. So in other words, if a company fires someone because they're in trouble, it's kind of an escape route for them. That person would be a scapegoat. Now that we know the way it's used figuratively, it's also good to know the origins. So it's actually, when I looked at the word, I didn't know it was a biblical thing, but it is. And it actually comes from that. It comes from the Bible, Leviticus chapter 16, verses 10 and 16. It goes, but the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord, to make an atonement with him, and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. And he shall make atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanliness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions and all their sins. So originally it actually was a goat that people, it symbolized taking upon their sins. So now that we know the origins and we know the figurative meaning of scapegoat, we can go into how to use it. It can be used as a noun or a verb. From Daily Beast, I got this sentence using it as a noun. Anne is the scapegoat. Stop blaming Anne. Also be used as a verb. I got this from dictionary.com. Strike leaders try to scapegoat foreign competitors. So you can see it can be used as a verb as well. Well, in conclusion, we now know the figurative meaning, which is important. We know the origin, which comes from the Bible. And we also know how it's used. It can be either a verb or a noun. Now you know how to use scapegoat. So if you ever hear it, you know where it comes from. You can sound smart in front of your friends if you explain it to them. And if you're ever in trouble, just find a scapegoat like poor Rick, and you can blame it on him. Right, that's all.